Good morning. Today is the 13th of the 11th 2024 and it's my son Elliot who said he's going to watch this later. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to Elliot. So before we start, we had this big news drop today at 8:30. CPI had a big impact, massive green candle came in. And what other news we got today? So we've got that area we can keep an eye on. We've got Fed speaking today, lots of Feds. So it's maybe a funny day, but hopefully we're starting to get a little bit more movement from being at all-time highs. Where are we? Oh, here we go, we're almost back at all-time highs. I thought we dropped a little bit more yesterday than we did. So we're pretty much inside day. Might be a difficult day to trade while we're inside. We really want to break out of the range of that yesterday's red hammer candle. Although a hammer candle at the end of a push up is a sign of weakness on top of the Dodie candle there. So we had indecision on that day. We had a red down day yesterday. I said to you yesterday this was going to be, we're starting to show signs of weakness at the top here. You know, we had these big moves up and then the candles got smaller with decline in volume as well. And then we had a higher volume red day, as you can see there, and it's a bottom tail candle, which if it's at the end of a trend it could be a sign of weakness, you know, because at one point that was all red, that candle, and then it finished as a hammer, and we're inside that candle still at the moment. So let's just go into the hourly. Sorry, this is the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and we're looking at the 1 hour time frame. So pretty much got yesterday's high, pre-market highs in a similar place. So we are still in a big uptrend. So my first level will be 60.30 to 60.33, break and retest long. I did take the break and retest long of pre-market high yesterday and stopped out on that, unfortunately, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. And we could also say, are we putting in a bit of a trend here? Could keep an eye on that as well. There, if we hold this trend line, potentially we could be looking to put in a new lower high, and this is we haven't quite taken out that pivot there, so potentially that's a lower high right there. So maybe we're seeing a bit of a change of trend, but just play the chart as we see it. I'm just trying to find any good bounce points. Yeah, the only place I like for the bounce is still this region here. We've got an area of confluence, bottoms of candles, bounce there, came close to it a few times. So I'm watching 59.90 really for the bounce, and keep an eye on this region here for the break and retest long. So notice it's slightly more bullish than bearish. If we lose 59.90, then I can look for a break and retest short, and our next level to watch for is this area of confluence there. Tops of candles, bottoms of candles, a little bit of volume coming to that area as well, and it's part of a trend line as well, an old trend line, but I wasn't going to get rid of it. We held it there, rejected it, broke through it, came back, bounced off of it, so I'm keeping it in place for now. Let's just get the general picture of things, and if we lose that area, then this is the main area I'll be watching. This is a big area to watch. Notice our volume starting to come in, and that's at 5900, psychological number as well. So they're the areas to watch for today. If you're playing the levels from the last couple of days, which I've put on here, we had a perfect bounce there yesterday, look at that, and then on Monday, perfect bounce as well. What was frustrating for me is I was too impatient to wait for these levels, and I pretty much got myself out of the game by taking a couple of losses before I got to that level. And the same yesterday, had I just waited for my level, it bounced perfectly, and that's a good example of just not having any patience. I don't know why I lack the patience this week, but we've got some good levels here, and they bounced, and that's why this level is a good level as well to keep an eye on as well. So if we get back down to this region, 59, 53, that area there, we can watch that area for a bounce as well. But let's see what the market gives us today. but we're definitely bouncing at these levels, and that's definitely working, as you can see, which is great. Order flow right now. So on my screen you've got the order flow. This is the big 8:30 move we saw today. Oh, this is a 30-minute. It's a filtered 30-minute. So we're just looking for large orders on this 30 minutes. Just give us an idea of where potential support and resistance could be sitting, where previously large orders triggered. Order flow's looking normal, as you expect. Prices going up slowly. Cumulative delta's going up slowly. Then we had this big 8:30 news spike. 8:30 news spike, and then it's pulling back down. There's nothing unusual at the moment. Got quite a few selling orders down here, but with no follow through, so potentially that's a bounce place, a reversal place is what I look for if I'm trading. Look for a reversal. And at the top, okay, here's a good reversal here as well. Notice all these stacked imbalances, lots and lots of them, and then we had a little bit of follow through there, more stacked imbalances, and then just rejected. So no follow through. Tried volumes up in the top half of the candle there, which normally signals a reversal. Come back down, more volume up here. That's the reversal point where the point control is, and then the big clue here is this stacked downwards imbalances, but with follow through. So look at that. So if you're looking for an entry, you got point of control at the top half of the candle, point of control, well, top 1/3 I look for, even probably the top 25%. That normally shows you where the reversals are in place. And notice also exhaustion as well. So we had 2 orders there. We had a few more there, so a bit more absorption. We had 6 there, 1 there, and with no follow through to the upside. So key areas, key things I look for if I'm looking for a reversal. That's pretty much. There's not really much to look at on order flow right now. Like here, even though we're pulling back, we've got the point of control in the middle of the candle. If it's up here, it could be a reversal point, but it wouldn't be one I'd take. Moving on to SPY next. Let's go back to my main screen. There we go, so back onto SPY. Same levels as ES really. We can probably keep an eye on this area here for a bounce. I'm looking at bodies of candles, bottoms of pivots. And then we've got another area of confidence, potentially at 592. Let's just mark it anyway. Only marking it because there is a little tiny bit of volume coming in below that area, which could act as support. But this area is a better area here at 590. You know what, let's get rid of 592, keep it simple. 590 is the area to watch for. It's a round number, and there's a lack of volume until we get down to that little volume spike. Break and retest of 599. Can't tell what that is. Was that 599? 599 basically. Break and retest long. We can watch into new all-time highs. And then we got that magic 600, big psychological number. We tried to get through it, all-time high, but we couldn't. So you could watch 600 for rejection. That's probably the only rejection to watch. SPX. Okay, so we've got a new level we can add today. It's a bounce point from Tuesday. $6,000's a key level, round about there somewhere. 6,000, that level there is a key level. If we get up into that area, reject it, and then we could look for rejections on ES. If we break through it, come back down, we can look for a break and retest of ES pre-market high. So that's kind of why I use SPX. 6,000, we couldn't hold it much. We did get above it quite a bit, 6,700, but that's a key area to watch for. Bounce wise, we can watch the same way we bounced on, was that the 7th, and then last Thursday and yesterday at 59.60. Again, I don't play SPX, but what I do, if SPX is coming into an area a potential bounce area and I'm looking to go long on ES, then I'll only want to take it, so it flicks over, so I'm looking for a bounce around here. I only want to go long if SPX is also coming into a similar bounce area. If SPX is already below the bounce, then it's going to go, I want to be going long but into overhead resistance potentially, so that will probably be a very low risk trade, or I won't take it at all. NQ, potentially putting in a new lower high, draw the trend line, this region here, depends where you want to draw the trend line, it's a rough approximation. If we lose pre-market low, we can look for the break and retest short into yesterday's low and then down into this region here. You notice a little bit of confidence but not on much volume, there's lack of volume here, so potentially we could come down and fill that today if we lose that level. 21,000, psychological number as well, so just keep an eye on that area for a potential target or bounce. Where's that? That will be around about this area here. Let's mark it anyway. So we've got 21,000. Keep an eye on that, psychological numbers. Didn't do much before, we kind of touched it, rejected it, and then broke through last time. We've yet to retest it. And then if we get over yesterday's high, which is also the pre-market high, which is pretty much or almost level with the yesterday's high, then we can look for the break and retest to test the new all-time highs at 21,300. I think that's it really. We're quite far away from these. These are the bounce points I'm waiting for. 2630, 2600. So we've just got to be careful today. There's no real levels. When we're up in these all-time highs, there's no decent levels at all. And I think that's probably why I struggled a bit this week. I have a lack of patience, and when I'd normally wait until I get to a decent 60-minute level, I've been getting in, trying to scout, but as it's gone against me a bit. QQQ, notice lack of volume here. So if we lose pre-market low, yesterday's low, there's not much volume to hold us up until we get back down into this trend line area or this area here. So 500 to 501 is a good psychological area to see a bounce from. Closer to home, yeah, I say watch for a bounce around here, but there's a lack of volume down there. Keep an eye on pre-market low, yesterday's low, for a high risk bounce around here, for the high risk bounce. And I think that's it. I'm not sure, I'm not a big fan. We've got this area of confidence actually, this region here. We're right at that point now in the pre-market. So if we lose that area, we can potentially look for high risk rejection, but not for me. I'm going to wait until we get back down into these regions here if I'm going to go for a bounce. Crude oil. A second. Crude oil. There we go. Lost that level we were talking about yesterday, but only lost it just today. That's the level I was watching. $68.95, $70, $69 I meant. Didn't quite get there. We did bounce at yesterday's low, and the only area I've got is this region here really for the bounce. 67, 67.13. We went far off there. That's kind of where we are now. If we break over pre-market high yesterday, we can look for the break and retest long, because potentially what we could be seeing here is a left shoulder. Depends how you want the shoulder to be. This could be potentially the head, and we haven't yet to put in the right shoulder, and that could be the change of trend. But nothing otherwise. If we do break over, we've got this rejection area at $70, so that's the area I'm watching for rejection. Big area of confidence, point of control, and the 200 moving average, which is this purple line going sideways right now, will hopefully be coming into that area as well at the same time. So big area to watch. I've got an alert set up for that already. Probably that's the only one I'm watching for. Gold. Just wondering if I'm seeing a head and shoulders pattern. Neckline. You know, the head and shoulders patterns don't have to be a horizontal line. It can be a line like this. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. A little bit of a wobble, a break, maybe a retest back down here at 26.11 for a long. So let's keep an eye on, but this does look like a change of trend as well. We're putting in a bit of a trend line. So let's keep an eye on a break of pre-market high, break and retest long, and then with our target happens to be that previous pivot, and that's where we've got volume starting to come in. So 2065 is also a, to 2660 is a potential rejection point. And that's probably all I'll watch today. And also you can bounce at the bottoms of those areas. Here, this is RTY. Potentially, we've got a left shoulder, we've got a head. Potentially we're setting up a right shoulder, and this will be the neckline. So let's wait for the break and retest of pre-market low, which is a trade I'll watch for anyway. And to invalidate this, we need to break out over yesterday's high, put in a new low, and then watch for the break and retest over previous all-time highs. Make a note of where the point of control is right now as well. Look at that, right through the middle. So if we do pull down, we could potentially see a bit of a bounce down there as well. If we lose pre-market low, we are losing our volume until we get back down into this region here. So let's keep an eye on that. YM. Okay, so I like this already. Left shoulder, head. Potentially you want to see whether the head is there or this area. The retest. You can see the retest here as well. You know, that could be the pattern we're looking for. Retest as well, and then the breakdown. I do quite like the rejection of that area again though at 44,200. We've got the curving over 50 moving average as well coming into that. Not much volume above, so maybe we could see it push out, come back up, retest the highs again. And if we do lose that, let's keep an eye for a break and retest of pre-market low, 43,900 area. And then our next bounce area. Notice the volume over here on the left, and it's a area of confluence, tops of candles, bottoms of candles there. So let's watch 43,500, 43,600 for the bounce. And then Bitcoin, I've forgotten about this. Oh, look at that, it's looking pretty strong right now. We've got big breakout area there and ascending. Look at that, that's a nice bullish pattern. So two ways this can go. Break and retest a pre-market high, breaching the 90,000. Did we get above it? 90,100, so we've broken it. So are we heading towards 100k? I'd like to think so. Let's keep an eye on that. I did take some profits as well. My out was around about here a few days back, and I've got about a third left, and basically if we get to 100,000 I'll probably take out a bit more of that, leave a little tiny bit, and then I'll be waiting for the massive big pullback, hopefully another crypto winter or something. But this is looking pretty bullish right now, so don't really need to look at the daily to see that. If we do lose that, then we've got a break and we test a pre-market low. So I may start looking at IBIT, actually start day trading Bitcoin. I don't really day trade it, I just literally buy swing positions long term, but I like that. Another reason why I got out as well, see the volume, you can't really see volume very well on this chart, but volume came in as well, and we're really overbought as well. And that's it. I've been keeping an eye on UK, the FTSE 100. I'm not traded it yet, I'm just watching it every day, just so I can learn how it works, learn its levels. You can see levels look pretty consistent there. Another one there, bottoms of pivots, tops of pivots. So that's something I want to play in the mornings here in the UK. And that's it. ES, can't remember if we looked at the daily, but have a quick look at the daily before we go. We are starting to curve over a little bit now. So the key area is the break of that yesterday's candle, or the break below that yesterday's candle, and then the next key area would be the tops of here. So that's what we're waiting for it to come back to retest this area. And if you look on the hourly, we've retested all the pivots so far. I think we talked about that earlier. So we've retested these pivots, retested these pivots. We've yet to come back to retest those. Keep an eye on this area, 59, 53. That's my preferred bounce area today, right on the trend line area. And then I'm watching the break and retest short of pre-market low, probably yesterday's low as well, into that region. I'll also consider a bounce in that area, and I'll also consider a break and retest long of pre-market high, yesterday's high. Don't really want to go short up here. Don't like shorting all-time highs, purely because there's no levels really to short, and there's lack of volume as well. Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you for watching. I will be on the other stream, I'll flip back to my order flow, this stream here on the order flow, and any questions or queries, just put it in the message in there, in the chat. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll just see a comment coming in. Good morning to Charles. Hope you're having a good day. And Kim, thank you, appreciate that. And hopefully I'll have a good trading day as well. Hopefully you do as well. Okay, see you on the other stream.